Hello again and welcome to another A Bit Serious plugin tutorial. This time we gonna work with items, consumable items, equipment items, and so on. The items on A Bit Serious plugin are divided in two basic actors. The first one is the item actor, which is a representation of the item on the game so the player can interact with it, touch it, or click on it, so on. The second one is an item script, which is an actor too, but it's just used for some execution. In case of consumable items, it will be used and destroyed. In case of equipment items, it will be have a list of attributes that it will add to player. The player will keep itself, and so on. So let's start creating a consumable item. First, let's create a folder called items. Now, let's try to create a consumable. Let's see what will be. Okay, let's create a chicken so the player eats and it heals itself. So, first we create a blueprint class. This class will be consumable ABS consumable item. Here it is. Let's call it food. Okay. So when we enter, as you can see, there is nothing here, nothing important here, and we don't need it. So all we need to do is tell to this guy what will happen when the players use the item. So there's an event called ABS on use action. Okay. This guy has this target, so let's cast it to a ABS base player character. Here it is. Now let's since it's food, let's heal. Let's just say 10 food. Okay, 10. 10 is good. That's it. Now the second part is we need the item in the word so the player can get it. So let's create a new blueprint class, but this time let's look for item actor. Here is ABS base item actor. Food actor. Now this guy has some more things inside it. It has an item mesh, which will be a static mesh, but you don't have to use it. It has a box for collision in case you need to player get his own touch. In this case, we're gonna use this. When player touches it, it will get. So on the properties, we have this guy. This is the most important guy here. Item class will tell us which item this guy will represent. This guy is a representation of an item, and on our case, it would be a food representation. Okay, that's it. Now we have the second item, get on touch. It's quite self-explanation because some games you get items by touching it, but some other games you may get this item by when the player clicks on it, and on other games you got an item when something happens, some event. So check this guy. It tells the plugin to take that box, use it as collision. So when the collision happens, the player will got the item. That's it. For item name, let's make it food. And now let's take a look on mesh. Let's see if I have some food. No, chicken maybe. Hey, I have a chicken. Okay, a chicken it is then. Let's make it a little bigger, maybe 3. Okay, 3 is good. Okay, we had our chicken, so we can get it. Now, let's test what will happens when the player touches it. Let's put it on the game and make the player touch. Okay, here it is. Let's start it. As you can see, it's disappeared. So let me eject this. As you can see, the game's still running. Click on player and look for our base inventory component. Every player character has this guy. This guy just stores, and here is consumable item. Our food is here. Now let's try to make a way to use this item. Let's stop it. Now let's go to on blueprints, top-down controller, and let's create an event when we press key F. Let's look for this event. It's to be quite hard to find it. Too so many things with F. Let's put let's try E. Okay, I have passed way through it. Now it's R. Let's try something like F. Look up for it. Okay, use the gamepad. Okay, here is F key. Whenever we press F, we're gonna get the controlled ball. And let's cast it base player correct whenever we press it. If we could cast, let's tell it to use item. So we're gonna say that we're gonna use food, and we're gonna using self character. Let's see if it's work. Let me press F. Nothing happens. Let's spawn some monsters so I could get some hits. Okay, got some hits, but press F, nothing happens. Let me shoot this guy off. Okay, now get the chicken and press F. Here it is, magic happens. Now getting hit, but I don't have a chicken to use anymore. That's it. We gotta make use of food for chicken, but he got a base item. So right now, let's try to make some equipment. The equipment won't do much so far, but we're just gonna make an item that when we pass through it, we're gonna equip it in hand. So for that, first thing I'll get is prepare this guy to receive the item. The first step is to let's go on blueprints. No, it's mannequin. Mannequin, sorry. The mannequin have meshes this guy. As you can see, I have made already example socket. We need to have a socket created. I'll delete this guy, so create a new one so you can see. So on right hand, let's create a socket called right hand. Now let's see if it worked properly. On that example, I will use a club. Here it is, spiked club. Quite big, so let me adjust the socket position. It's too big, so maybe let's reduce it a little bit. Let's try 0.4. Okay, good. And okay, let's move it a little bit to left. Okay, maybe little rotation. Let's put it on the hands off. Okay, now let's rotate this guy. Now let's keep it that way. Rotate a little out. Okay, so that might work. Let's save it. Okay, so now we must get here on the player pool and define which equipment to this guy. I'll do that later. Right now, let's focus on create the item. So the first thing I'll need is the item script. So let's create just similar of food. So create a blueprint class and equipable item. Okay, so this guy we called a mace. So this guy is a little different because it has some properties like let's change this guy to equipable. It's its type. Okay, so it has this equipment mesh. So let's take the club, blunt spiked club. It will be on right hand weapon. No offset. Let's add let's just say 5 to attack. It won't represent nothing so far, but we can do and call it mace. Okay, first step done. Now the second step is create an actor to represent this guy in the world. So let's close it. Create item actor called mace actor. So in this case, let's add a skeletal mesh and spiked clip. Here is. Let's make it a little smaller. Okay, good size, and let's rotate it a little bit. Okay, seems good. Rotate a little. Let's make it a little twisted. Now, backwards. Okay, so that's it. Need to expand this box a little. Let's make its y-axis 48. Okay, this guy 24. Okay, good. Now, that same guy, let's select mace. Okay. Now we have made the mace right here, and we're gonna now need to go to our all and create an equipment slot for it. So let's close it. Let's open this guy. Now let's add component called ABS equipment component. Let's call it weapon. Okay. As you can see, there are some configurations, but here's the most important. The first one is this. It's group. It's a numerator right inside our plugin, and on this numerator we can set if you be which part of it will be. In our case, we have head, body, hands, left weapon, right weapon, and legs. But you can add some more, like ring or necklace or whatever. But for the on this example, we're gonna make the right weapon. There are some properties that these properties will be changed on runtime. So we can even set up some icon for start or a mesh for start, but you're not obligated. It will be changed whenever you keep an item. So this guy is extremely important because this guy will tell us on which socket we attach the skeletal mesh. So remember that when we changed the bones and we created a socket and name it right hand, well, this name goes right here. Now every time this guy will receive an equipment, it will take a skeletal mesh and attach it to the player's hand. Okay, so that's it. Let's compile. Okay, good. So our next step now is to go back to our item mace. That's it. That's okay. Now back to our mace actor and tell them whenever we get the item, let's just equip it right away. So every item actor has the same function to override, and it will be get item. So on get item, you're gonna get this player and try to equip item. Here it is. So it will be, since we know it will be a right weapon, and class. Let's get item class, and we need to cast it to equipable item. So that's it. Whenever we got the item, it will be try to equip it on right hand. Let's see how it got. Let's place it here. Move up a little bit. Done. Play. That's it. We got it. But we forgot one important thing. It is to destroy this guy on the finish. So let's fix that real quick. Okay, good. Now let's do this. That's it. We got an item. As you can see, it's on their right hand, exactly on the socket we attached. We didn't set it up this item, so it didn't change anything. We still have fire, still got 1 damage, but it works already. So that concludes the basic item, consumable items, equipment items. See ya.